From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger, and you are watching your evening update here on Weather NorCal. Thanks so much for joining us here this evening. You know, we do expect to see dry and mild conditions here moving forward into the weekend. And we're going to be starting off next week with dry and probably continue those mild conditions as well. But the next chance for rain now looks to be sometime around the middle to latter part of next week, and could even go into that next weekend with lower snow levels with this series of storms coming on through. Fairly cold storm systems. And before we get into all of that, let's take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Thursday, March 6th. Now for tonight, it's going to get cold. I do expect to see some frost even for parts of the valley, probably dropping down somewhere in the mid-30s, give or take. Now, for the mountains, of course, those cold temperatures, teens and 20s. We've got upper 20s, low 30s for places like the inland areas, and there you can see the low to mid-30s along the coast. Now, as a result, the National Weather Service has issued a frost advisory from 1 a.m. tomorrow until 8 a.m. on Saturday, basically along the coast here, because of those cold temperatures we're going to be seeing here, not only tonight, but even going into Friday night and Saturday morning. Now, out the door for tomorrow morning, there could be some patchy fog for those of you in Trinity County. Otherwise, we do expect to see mainly sunny skies here throughout the day as we go into tomorrow morning. Now, take a look at the area of low pressure right here. That's what's been kind of shifting southward throughout the day, and it will continue to do so. As that moves on out, high pressure is what's going to really start to settle in, and that's what's going to give us those warmer temperatures and, of course, those dry conditions as well. But we do expect to probably see some fog even along the Humboldt Bay down onto Highway 101 corridor there. That may stick around through a good portion of the day, although we may see it break apart before maybe coming back again late in the day on Friday. But otherwise, yeah, the rest of us, you're looking at plenty of sunshine here throughout the day on Friday. All right, so here's your North Coast, or not your North Coast, your forecast for Northern California. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for the valley, and you've got those temperatures 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and of course there's for the North Coast, temperatures somewhere in the mid 50s for your daytime highs. Taking a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley, look at that, sunny and mild. Temperatures even in the mid 60s by the time we go into Monday as well. Temperatures start to drop after that. We're in the low 50s and also wet by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. For the coast, inland and Trinity County, also dry and mild through next Tuesday. There's that wet weather coming in for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Same situation for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains. Notice the snow levels around 22,000 to 2,500 feet. It could get locally lower than that, but certainly something worth watching. All right, that's a look at Krueger's Quickcast. Quick reminder that there is a free Weather NorCal app. Just go to your app store, search for Weather NorCal. Check it out. I can tell you all the great things that it has, but I think that's something you'll discover for yourself once you do check it out. All right, so there you see the area of low pressure kind of moving down to the south. You see there's a parent area of low pressure right here, then another one kind of rotating around it. This is all basically just moving on out, and eventually high pressure is going to start to settle in here. So again, you see how this is all moving out, high pressure right here, that starts to build in for Friday and Saturday. Now, we've been talking about this through the week, and that is this storm system pushing through, giving us some rain by Sunday night into Monday. But the latest forecast models today are now taking this storm system. You see the area of low pressure that begins to develop right here. That's the key to the forecast, because we were looking at that area of low pressure more to the north over the last several days for Monday, Tuesday of next week. And that was potentially going to bring us this rainfall up over us. But now it looks like it's going to shift down to the south. And I tell you what, the long-range forecast model is in pretty good agreement on this. Both the European and the American forecast model keeping all of this down to our south, and we're left with dry conditions Monday and even Tuesday. There's Tuesday at 6 p.m. Now, Tuesday does pick up on a little bit of activity, kind of just in advance of the main storm system. So, yeah, sure, maybe by Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, a slight chance for a few showers or snow flurries here and there. But the main event won't be here until until your Wednesday. And there you can see just plenty of moisture coming in from the south. It's also got cold air associated. Those are the lower snow levels I was talking about, somewhere around 2,000 feet, give or take. That moves on out, but then we still have more cold and unstable air in place on Thursday. Probably won't be as widespread and heavy with that rain and snow, but still looking at that chance for Thursday. And then that's what could be coming in behind it on Friday of next week. So the Climate Prediction Center is picking up on all of this and giving us that wetter than normal conditions here. Again, keep in mind, the darker the shade the green, the better the chances of seeing that above normal rainfall. And looks like it's going to be pretty promising, especially toward the middle and latter part of next week. But on top of that, again, those lower snow levels I was talking about, that's because the colder air is moving in. And look how dark that blue is. That is meaning a good chance of seeing below normal temperatures. In fact, looking at the 10-day trend for Redding, yeah, very pleasant for your Friday through the weekend, even into Monday. But we're going to see quite a drop in our temperatures after that. We're going to be looking at anywhere from 10 to even close to 15 degrees below normal as we go into the middle and latter part of next week. So it's kind of an indication of some of that colder air moving in. Now the winds, I'm not terribly concerned about them. You will notice here by around midday on Friday, a bit of a gusty north wind here for parts of the valley. We'll call it breezy there, but that wind should start to subside as we go into tomorrow afternoon. And then taking you through the day on Saturday. There's Saturday morning, a little breeze here and there, but by Saturday afternoon, mainly looking at just those winds coming in from the south at about 10 to even 15 miles per hour, pretty much even across the board. Now looking at your wave heights, let's take you through the day on Friday. The wave heights are dropping. All right, so that's going to be a significant increase as far as or improvement that is in the conditions. But it looks like as we do go into Saturday, they may start to increase a little bit here. So we look at our marine forecast for your Friday. The winds from the north at about 10 to 15 knots. There are your waves here. You can also see your high and your low tide with your sunrise, your sunset, and no advisories once we do get into tomorrow. All right, so let's take a look at our forecast again here for tonight. Mid to even some upper 30s here for the valley, teens and 20s for the mountains. There are those low to mid 30s here for the coast. And again, just that quick reminder that for the north coast, there is a frost advisory for tomorrow morning through 8 a.m. Saturday morning. Essentially, the main concern will be in those overnight hours, both tonight and tomorrow night going into those next mornings as well. Again, that's mainly just along the coast here. All right, so here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Your temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s to low 60s for your daytime highs. Across the board, we are dry tomorrow all the way through at least Tuesday of next week. But of course, for tomorrow, we get those temperatures in the 50s along the coast, even some 60s for some of those inland areas, with 60 degrees for Orleans, and there you can see Gasquet about 58 degrees. We take you out to Siskiyou County, where temperatures there should be in the 40s out towards central and eastern Siskiyou County, some of those higher terrain there giving us those cooler temperatures. But Happy Camp, not a bad day with a high of about 59 degrees for your Friday, 45 degrees in Canby, 47 degrees for El Turris, and there you can see Eagleville about 43 degrees. And your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, temperatures here 40s and 50s, close to 60 degrees for Paradise, and of course for Susanville about 52. Dry through Tuesday with that wet weather moving in, and low snow levels for your Wednesday and through your Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday of next week. There you go. I got those days in my head there. There you go. All right, so there you can see Friday for your Valley neighborhood forecast, brought to you by Walgamut Painting. Those temperatures in the mid-60s, 65 degrees for Corning, 64 degrees for Durham, and there you can see Elk Creek about 64 degrees. Here's your Chico 7-day forecast. By the way, don't forget to set those clocks forward 1 hour. Most people do it Saturday night, by the way. That's when I do it. And with the one clock that I've got in the house that's not connected to the internet. Dry conditions for Tuesday, and then wet weather moving in by the middle of next week. Let's take you up to the north, about 67 degrees for Redding and Anderson. There you can see Lakehead about 63 and 66 degrees for Red Bluff. And we take a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. Those temperatures will be in the mid-60s here for basically mid to upper 60s here for Friday through the weekend, and even into Monday, keeping it dry through Tuesday with more wet weather and cooler by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's your evening update. Thanks so much for joining us. I will be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Have yourselves a great night.
Barr & Mudford is a top established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Bar & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.